I'm Macy Egland. Suffolk CPS dismissed several complaints against a mother involved in the wrong-way crash that killed her son. Those are the findings of a Newsday investigation. A state review of the death of 9-year-old Eli Henrys found caseworkers repeatedly dismissed complaints against his mother, Carrie Bedrick.
The allegations against Carrie Bedrick included inadequate guardianship, physical abuse, drug abuse in presence of a child, and it said that she was experiencing serious mental health concerns while being his only caretaker.
Coming up, where Bedrick's case stands now and questions about the effectiveness of promised CPS reform in the wake of Thomas Valva's death. Sachem is not closing a school to close a budget gap.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried.
Last night, the school board voted to keep Merrimack Elementary School in Holbrook open for now. The district is now considering other cuts. A judge is expected to rule today on a lawsuit filed by a William Floyd High School track star. Zariel Makia is challenging the State High School Athletic Association decision that declared her ineligible for Saturday's track and field state championship meet.
I'm hopeful that the truth will come out and that we'll have a fair trial and a fair and just decision. This case isn't even just about me. There's other athletes that were also being excluded throughout the state from this rule.
The 18-year-old BYU commit had qualified for the 1,000 and 3,000 meter races. Let's talk about your forecast now. After all that rain yesterday, we've got a decent day ahead. Morning clouds giving way to some partly sunny skies later this afternoon. It will be warmer. Highs around 55 degrees at MacArthur Airport, mid-50s for a lot of us across the island. Those winds pick up again tonight into tomorrow, gusting up to about 40 miles per hour. This weekend, though, as we take a look at your 7-day, is looking pretty nice. Temps in the 40s. Don't forget, we do spring forward with daylight saving time Saturday into Sunday.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
Only in Newsday, Suffolk CPS repeatedly dismissed complaints against a mother involved in a wrong-way crash that killed her 9-year-old son. Sherry Einhorn has more in this Newsday investigation.
Eli Henrys had his whole life ahead of him, the little boy described by neighbors as very respectful and a sweetheart. Eli was 9 when he was killed in a wrong-way crash on the Southern State Parkway. The driver of the car he was in was his mother, Carrie Bedrick. Child welfare experts believe warning signs about Bedrick's behavior were overlooked.
032. 0B5, there's going to be a 4-car MVA. Obviously, there's negative trap, BLA transported 1 to south side. It's going to be a crime scene to shut down.
It's very sad for everybody involved. Everybody involved in this incident was a loser.
Major Stephen Udis is the Troop L commander of the New York State Police. He responded to the crash scene and describes the heroic efforts of other troopers who tried desperately to save Eli.
They both immediately started CPR. I was told that they were both very invested in that they did everything they could possibly do to save Eli's life.
Bedrick admitted to taking methamphetamines, claiming she had a prescription. She pleaded not guilty to a 21-count indictment, charging her with depraved indifference murder, manslaughter, aggravated vehicular homicide, and aggravated driving while intoxicated with a child.
She loves him so much. She was only on prescription medications. And she's devastated, just like the rest of us are.
According to a Newsday investigation, there were at least 7 complaints filed with CPS against Eli's mom between May 2018 and May 2023. CPS determined they were all unfounded.
The allegations against Carrie Bedrick included inadequate guardianship, physical abuse, drug abuse in presence of a child, and it said that she was experiencing serious mental health concerns while being his only caretaker.
Neighbors here in Middle Island spoke with Newsday off camera, describing behavior from Eli's mother they said was unsettling and neglectful.
We felt bad for the kid. The kid would get off the bus, he'd be sitting on the stoop.
And nobody ever home for him.
I
and he'd
mean,
play by
you know,
himself.
you can't, you're in kindergarten. So how old are you, 5, 6 years old?
Remember Thomas Valva? After the 8-year-old froze to death in his family's garage in 2020, county officials vowed to make improvements to CPS. According to this child fatality report issued by the New York State Office of Children and Family Services after Eli's death, there was a January 2023 incident where Bedrick wandered into a fire department hallucinating, experiencing rage. But according to the state review, CPS workers never checked with the fire department or followed up when Eli told them there were bad people doing bad stuff at his home.
After reading the report, I see that there's a lot of things that were just clearly missed, that were just very obvious.
Jorge Rosario is the former bureau chief for the Children's Law Bureau for the Legal Aid Society of Suffolk County. He reviewed the case report on Kerry Bedrick and Eli Henry's. Remember the 7 CPS complaints that were determined to be unfounded?
One of the issues I think I see in either the assessment or the reporting style is that they're taking everything in, just separately in one instant instead of the cumulative. You have to apply everything in the cumulative to really get an idea and picture of what's going on.
How frustrating is it for you with your background to read a report like this?
Well, it's frustrating to me because, you know, Thomas's death shouldn't be in vain. Eli's death should not be in vain.
Newsday also uncovered these police reports involving Bedrick. She was stopped 23 times in 6 years. All but 1 were for driving without a license. The New York State DMV suspended her license 56 times between January and August 2024 for failure to answer summonses.
Do you think there were enough red flags that something should have been done?
Absolutely.
The Suffolk County Executive and the Suffolk DSS Commissioner declined our requests to be interviewed. Kerry Bedrick and her attorneys also declined to comment. Eli's father also declined to be interviewed, but did say he hopes this story will bring some much-needed change to CPS. For Newsday TV, I'm Shari Einhorn.
You can read more about this investigation on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Hordes of baseball-loving Long Island families face an impossible dilemma. Do they visit the Yankees in Tampa or the Mets in Port St. Lucie? In an effort to bring the parties together, Newsday consulted with experts on both sides of the aisle, ultimately determining that the only solution to this eternal vacation conundrum is to visit both. This season, the Yanks are gunning for a return trip to the World Series, albeit with a different result, and that long march to October starts in Florida's third largest city, a town full of fantastic eating, outdoor fun, history, and a disturbing number of chickens.
They're protected, but I'm not.
All of which you'll need to visit after checking into your hotel and heading to Steinbrenner Field, while hopefully avoiding Tampa's notorious traffic.
Steinbrenner Field happens to be located about a mile from Tampa International, and there's plenty of hotel options. That's always my recommendation.
As you might expect from a ballpark that's a fourth of the size of Yankee Stadium, there's a far more relaxed, intimate vibe to Steinbrenner.
You know, generally, it's a little bit more low-key in spring training, and players, again, generally speaking, are pretty willing to sign autographs.
And where can you get those?
The best places that I've seen fans get autographs over the years. On the main field here, you just go down by the fences near the dugouts.
Okay, you've seen a game, gotten an autograph, now what?
There's a lot to do down here besides going to spring training either.
Like dinner at Columbia, the oldest restaurant in all of Florida. The Spanish-Cuban eatery with a pollo manchego is tremendous. The devil crab croquettes are legendary. There's flamenco dancing every night. And the dining rooms are stately as they are historic. Indeed, the same is true of Columbia's entire neighborhood, really, Ybor City. Once the cigar-making capital of the world and now home to vintage streetcars that are free to ride, and some of Tampa's greatest nightlife, let's see, there's a historic bakery that's known for its cafe con leche, guava cheese, turnovers, and probably the greatest Cuban sandwich you've ever tasted.
Absolutely delicious.
along with those chickens that are protected by law, although sometimes you may wish you were protected from them. What else? A little hole in the wall that's a shrine to Tampa's favorite fish, where you'll flip over the blackened grouper sandwiches and fried grouper cheeks.
There's nothing like a whole mess of fried grouper cheeks.
And the best way to explore the city's sights, sounds, and skyline is by boat. No license required.
No license? Who trusted Scott to drive that? You can read more about visiting the Yankees and Mets spring training on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Here's what's up on Long Island. There is a sap to syrup family workshop. You can learn to tap a tree yourself on Sunday at the Science Museum of Long Island in Manhasset. For you animal lovers, take a cruise on around the Shinnecock Bay to see these guys, the seals. It's Saturday morning, leaving from the Stony Brook Marine Station in Southampton. Or see the Red Hot Chili Pipers. The bagpipe rock band performs with 9 members on pipes, guitar, keyboard, and drums. That's Saturday at the Patchogue Theater. For admission information and more events, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box on our homepage. I'm Macy Eglund. Thanks for watching Newsday TV. Hope you have a great day.